Welcome. This is my video about playing the cajon. So we'll put this oud to the side and let me just show you this beautiful instrument here. It's called a cajon, which means big box in Spanish. And inside you'll see that it's got some snare wires and some jingly bells which are attached. This makes the kind of rattly snare kind of sound. Okay, why play the cajon? It's something that I'm going to put a link onto this to Paco de Lucia, who's a Spanish guitarist who recently died, and he is one of the magicians of all time. The cajon makes him fly. Okay, so he flies already, but if you listen to the cajon, it emulates the sound of flamenco dancers with their feet on the ground. If you're a dancer yourself, then you might do paradiddles when you're dancing, and this can be done on the cajon. Spanish guitar accompanies the cajon, but the cajon can also be used for Latin music, for rock and pop, for funk, playing at open mics. It's a useful instrument and it's very light, as you can see. Weighs nothing. Compare this to a drum kit. Oh, if you're wondering about this thing, this is a little castanet that I put on the side of it. So if you think of a fandango or some kind of flamenco show that you've seen where people are doing this with their hands, this is a nice way of just getting extra dimension to your cajon, and you can get that from Anderton's music shop. Time signatures. Very often we play in 4/4, don't we, as drummers and percussionists. What time signature was that in? 3. Okay, so it's in 3/4. The important thing about this is that if you're counting in the right time, then you'll be playing the right song. If you hear a guitar melody being played and you think, I'll just do my usual thing, the chances are that will be 4/4 and you will get lost. So if you count 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, for very much of this music from Spain, you're doing okay. In this time of coronavirus, which is when I'm recording this, it is a good idea to have an instrument which you can take outside, which you can take anywhere. You can mic it up around the back. You put a little clip microphone in that hole. It's a versatile instrument, so a good one to use if you want to reduce the amount of driving around. You can put this in a bag on your back, get on your bicycle and go somewhere to a park and practice. It's fantastic. People will gather around when that's allowed. Yeah, really a fun instrument. If you find someone with a guitar, you're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, so we've talked about Spanish types of music. You've got fandangos, you've got rumba and tango, bulerías, and flamenco. These are different styles, but also the rock and pop. So let's look at posture when you're playing on the cajon. Your knees have to be fairly wide apart. We're sitting so that the coccyx, your tailbone, is off the back. You're going to be slightly hanging off it. Okay, so that's your tailbone and that's the back of the cajon. Your feet might be flat. Your feet might be playing pedals. Okay, so you can adapt this. I sometimes play with my left foot. I have a pedal attached to a cowbell or a wood block, and so that can augment what I'm playing here. The arms are loose by your sides. Just start off sitting up really tall and with your arms loose by your sides, and then bring them forward, and they should automatically be. If you've got a cajon that's the right height for you, and you need to ask about that in the shop, but your ankles should be straight over your knees, your bum is just over the back of it, and there we are. Also, yeah, you don't want to be leaning over too much. If you're sitting too far back, you'll be leaning over, that's bad for your back. So we want you to be sitting up pretty tall and comfortably, so that when you're playing, and you you see the arms just move down a little way. Shown from the front. Let's move on now to look at the sounds. The bass sound, and then you've got the slap, and then you've got the ghost note. Okay, so bass, slap, ghost note. You're into, or your parents are into, a bit of gymnastics or exercise. Okay, so you can do. So. All you do is experiment with going a bit lower with one hand and higher with the other. Okay. The bass sound, you might think the lower you go down on this thing, the more bass sound you get. But in fact, you don't. That's the optimal bass sound. So. Okay. So those are the three sounds we've got. So if you've got something to play on, just going bass, slap, ghost note, bass, slap, ghost note. But the position of my hand, you're not cupping the hand like that. It's just loose and relaxed. Okay, so the palm is hitting the drum, and the fingers are not getting in the way too much. I'll show you that sideways. Okay, so I use my right hand there, but the cajon is a wonderful instrument for left-handers like me and right-handers. Let's look at the difference between crotchets and quavers, and playing on the beat and playing off the beat. Bass. Notice I've gone into 4/4 there. 4/4 times when you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 crotchets in a bar. I did crotchets first of all, and then I did quavers afterwards. Da, 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 da. D, 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 or T, 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 T. So crotchets and quavers. Now the fun thing is you can play on the beats with quavers or off the beats with quavers. 1, 2, and 3. This is on the beat. This is off the beat. On the beat. On the beat. Off the beat. I'm going to give you some exercises now which will show you how to play some nice rhythms on the beat and off the beat. So let's look at some rhythms using accents and non-accents or ghost notes, and we're going to start in 6/4. So we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 and 6, and a bit like the 3/4 that we talked about at the beginning of these videos. So we've got accent and non-accent. 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and so the 1 is where you're accenting, and then there's 2 ghost notes. Actually 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Okay, so that is hand to hand. There's no doubling here. It's all right, left, right, left, right, left. But I would like you to try starting with your left hand as well. Okay, so the first time you do it 4 bars of 6/4, starting with your right hand, and then start with your left hand. Okay, doing another 4 bars of this 6/4 time. Okay, so here's the second exercise, which is going to be using more accents on the high tone, the slap. Okay, still in 6/4 time. 4, 5, 6. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there we had 2 accented and 1 non-accented. So it's 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So 1 and 3, 4 and 6. Okay, I don't want to give you too much for this one session. So those 2 exercises in 6/4 will be good ones for you to practice. And then we'll come back in part B and we'll look at some more exercises using quavers and semiquavers as well. So see you next time.